11, December 26th. I hope everyone's doing well. I'm waiting for a link. So a lot of guys asked me if I could do a favor and do a live recap, not just a recap that I do every single day for Redler All Access. That's a combo of my morning call in the morning. So I figured, hey, why not? It's if you're around and you're trading this time of year, you might as well, be able to get as much information as you can. So Red Dog, here it comes. Well, while I'm doing this and tweeting it out, you guys could take a quick look at the market outlook that just got published. That should hit, hopefully, I'm hoping by the weekend, by Friday. Red Dog recap live. Okay, so there it is. That is, the promo that people have been asking me for the report that I do every single year. I've been doing it for 10 years. Again, so many people are like, why don't you just put your active account, your swing account, your options account, your box account, and all your plays. If I did that, why would I get up every day at 4:45 and my wife would get sick of me because I'd be all in her grill, jumpy. My dog would even get sick of running on the reservation with me because I'd have all this extra energy, and it wouldn't be any fun. I wouldn't get to hang out with you guys. So anyway, this is the report. Click on there, t3live.com/report if you'd like to see my outlook and the views, etc., etc. But if you want to be a member of Redler All Access, which I go and update things every single day, and I put 14 to 20 charts on my private Twitter sphere every day, not just one or two, as well as a note, as well as a morning call video and a recap. This is it. Listen, if you're not having a great year this year, you better click on this and give yourself the opportunity and try it for a month. What's a month? Anyway, with that being said, let's get right to it. Here I am. It is, what time is it? 4:13. I hope everyone had a great day. At this point, woohoo, another record. NASDAQ 9,000. That's unbelievable. If you've been investing in this market monthly for the last 20, 30 years, congratulations. It hasn't been easy. There's been 1,000 people saying the world would end. And you know what? If the world ended, everyone would lose their accounts. But obviously the world has not ended yet. Maybe tomorrow. But anyway, if you stayed the course monthly, you're doing you're doing just fine. And if we have a corrective phase and you're my age, believe it or not, I am 47 years old. It does not matter because we're not going to need this for 60, 65, 70 years. If you're 75 years old and you're like, oh my God, I just stopped working a year or two ago. My accounts are so awesome. I could retire because I did such a good job investing every single month of my life. You know what? Maybe go to 30% cash, just in case. It's all about your time frame. But if you trade for a living, like I do every single day, besides all those long-term scenarios, you got to be prepared. You need to be involved with a tier system. You need a process. You need to be up every day. You need to do your chart work. You need to have the right execution. You need to have the right confidence. And those are all things I try and teach. And those are all the things I try and give myself every single day. I'm working on it on the weekends. I'm feeding the brain. I'm listening to videos. I'm going for runs. I'm at lunch. I'm going to the gym. I'm listening to podcasts. I'm doing everything to keep myself as positive and as centered as possible. So when things happen, I can execute fast. When things are in motion, I'm not taking trades too early. I'm trying to do the right thing. All things that have taken 22 plus years for me to get better at. And that's why right now, knock on wood, having my best year in the business, even better than the craziness of 2008-9. So let's just get to it. Here's the S&P cash. If you look here, what are these called? These are bull flags. Ooh, never saw one of those before. Why don't you Google it? You'll see a bull flag, and that's what the S&P's been doing. Up, sideways, took out 31.97, up, sideways, held 32.16, took out 32.27, and now we're at 32.40. Just for all those people out there who are like, how did this happen? Look at the damn chart. Okay, and look here, this was the gap up I talked about, the gap up that held, that started my portfolio approach. What's portfolio approach? When the market's above the 8 and 21 day, I try and hold 5, 10, 20. I think now I have 24 positions. And I manage them, but I have a reason for all of them. I'm not just throwing darts against the wall. We had one little shakeup right here where, yes, I did reduce. Why did I reduce? Look, we broke the 8 day, went below the 21 day, but then all of a sudden within 3 days, we snapped right back. The sellers didn't have control. And then right here, when we went sideways and let the 8 day catch up, if you got out here after a huge run and took a breath and said, let me make sure the market could prove we can go up, you were able to get right back involved in this flag before it wound up igniting again. And this is the S&P. Imagine what stocks have done. All right, so my go-to list that I update every day that I rotate through, sometimes there's great setup, sometimes things are in motion, sometimes things I'm waiting for the 8 day to catch up, sometimes things just aren't moving and I'm waiting. All things that I'm doing every single day as things, transpire. And so let's just go real quickly through high beta tech. I'm going to do I'm going to do a quick fire. I'm not even going to tell you what I've said in the last month, even though we're 2 months because it's been fantastic. Well, right here, if you do remember, I'll say it, I was shorting strength because of the rebalance, made some money here, and then on this day, all of a sudden, boom, you could see on my Twitter account, I said I just bought Apple back 281 and change because there's no more sell imbalance, and then look what happened. Here we are almost at friggin' 290. Fantastic. And that's on top of the post-earnings video I did. I've done 4 videos this year on individual stock plays. 4 when the time was right. 1 on Apple right here. So you could have made, as a swing trader, almost 40 points besides great trades. The other one was Microsoft, which was at the same time as Apple with a strategy of buying versus a pro earnings gap, which was right here, and then buying versus another gap that didn't get filled, and then look where we are now. I missed this last end of this move, but who cares? You can't be in everything. But this also looks like it's at another high. What a fantastic move. So anyway, with that being said, if you've been in Microsoft and you stayed in it longer than I have, congratulations. I like to get the next setup, and it's hard for me to be in everything, especially all the high beta names, so I rotate through. Tesla's been absolutely fantastic. Wow. You know, I had it for earnings. Remember right here on Redler All Access, I'm like, oh, you know what, sentiment is so bad. I see these teeth. I see the Model S's everywhere, whatever the model is. And I bought some options, and we got paid huge, which got me more engaged in Tesla. And then all of a sudden to the private Twitter sphere, or the public actually, I in here, so let the 8-day catch up, we bought it. And then in here, we put together the call spread strategy. I was buying the 380s, selling the 420s to make 200 plus. Did that for March, and then all of a sudden, the Cybertruck happened, and I'm not even gonna say what you guys said about me. I was, took that really to heart. You got, like that with friends like you guys sometimes, who needs enemies. But anyway, it was hard. Again, it was a little painful, but we took stock into a binary event, which I say never do as a trader. Do not take stock into a binary event. Use options. I'd never take stocks into earnings. I always use options because risk is premium paid. Say that 5 times. Risk is premium paid. Oh no, just one is fine. Anyway, it repaired, got back low in the stock, and then instead of just a March call spread, I put on a January call spread, and look where we are now. So, with this being said, the 390, took that out. We went today as high as, where did we hit today? This was 422 is the other high, 433. Okay. So I'm going to tell you what I did, which I'm a little scared, which the VTF saw me do, and so did what's it called? I guess RAA. So what did I do? On Tuesday, I'm like, you know what? It's 427. I'm just going to sell the 440 calls naked for a synthetic short. I'll be cute. I don't want to short it. I have 14 points worth of room. I'll take in a buck or so in premium. I could sell a lot of them, and right now this closed at 433, so I have $7 worth of room. To collect all of it, which is just a way for me to be short some on this very extended situation. I didn't want to short it. I'm going to let my call spreads hopefully just expire with a 200+%. Lots of equity in there. So some guys are trying to short this now, which I short term is very extended. So I'm short the 440s for tomorrow. I think I'm okay. If it happens to go above 440, I'll probably let them convert. And I also shorted the 460s today for next Friday. I think it's January 3rd. I sold them for like 3.5, 4 and change. Just to play a little bit from the cute side of this really extended move now. Here it was calculated. Here it was very calculated. This was a pivot to buy through. The all-time high was phenomenal to buy through. Up here at 433. Doesn't mean it's going down and it's easy, but a shorter term on a scalp area, I'm a little synthetically short just trading wise, but again, for the 3rd week of January and for March, my call spread's already above. It's just that we have to expire above 410 and we get paid huge. Anyway, that's Tesla update for now. Remember, remember Netflix, I did the same thing. That wasn't easy either. Netflix, if you do remember, it reclaimed the 8-day moving average and the 21 and had an awesome looking pennant here, which got some people long or at least not short. You had this move up, and then if you remember, right into here, I sold, after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sold the 335 calls for a decent premium, made good money, was able to keep it, and now this is flagging. And at this point, I don't lose track of this. It's not falling apart. The moving averages are catching up at some point. Perhaps it gets above 338 to fill this gap. I am not long Netflix, but I'm also, it's also working off this crazy actively short-term overbought. But this is just right here. Long-term, it's not overbought at all. Long-term, I don't know if it's going to have the wherewithal of the news or whatnot, but You know, remember this when we were buying 385 and wound up losing a lot of money? Yes, I do lose money. And thank goodness I got out here and didn't get sucked under wind for this whole spiel. But anyway, just remember, this now has done absolutely nothing for 2 years. So if you're thinking you're just shorting it because it had 5 or 6 up days, you better be careful. Anyway, this is when the composure changed. And now we'll see, does this hold here still? And if I happen to see big volume and for some reason it starts taking out this spot, you know what, I will get long. And I missed a lot of this. But what happened here is this put me on the page saying, you know what, everyone's going to be like, wow, Netflix woke up just like that. Apple's been awesome. Tesla's been fantastic. Microsoft's been excellent. You know what, maybe they come after Amazon. So that's why on Sunday I teased them, like, you know what, I'm like, Amazon is going to go. I just could feel it. It's my 22 years of trading telling me that Amazon, in my humble opinion, is going to get going. You know what? For 22 years of experience, that's why I created T3Live.com Redler All Access, so I could put all of my thoughts and game planning on paper. So if you want to follow along or learn and get yourself educated, and maybe your strategies look the same as mine, maybe I give you more confidence to take more size, hold things longer. Like today, I didn't sell. I bought more Amazon than I had overnight, and then I'm back to what I had overnight. Everyone's like, oh my God, you're still on Amazon, 77 points. Red Dog, you used to take 30 or 50. Now you're comfortable with 77. I'm like, okay, well, that's experience. Well, anyway, this spot here that changed it, I was like, you know what? Amazon's acting better. It's getting tighter. It's got an overall big monthly pennant besides it short-term, reclaiming the 8 and 21 days. So I'm like, okay, I could buy it, risk 20 points to make 50 to 100, and today it was up 77. So let me show you what got me excited on Amazon. So next time you can get excited too. It's good to get excited about things that can make you money. Right here, this got me very excited. Very tight, right? High. Chase, my son, was in my Short Hill's office with me on Tuesday, and I drew this chart for him, and I went long term. And it was actually cute. If you're on the Virtual Trading Floor, I was trying to teach him charts because I got him an account so he could start trading. He's 11 for Christmas, but anyway, why not? And he has to send me a list, 3 reasons why he's buying each of the names, the name or two that he's buying, and then when he sells it and why. So he's giving me reasons. So it's not just a fantasy football game. He's like, oh, Dad, this is like fantasy football, right? Like I trade players and I pick up players, I draw players. That's kind of like trading. When a stock looks good, you pick it up. When it's running, you keep it going, you put it in first. All of a sudden, it has a bye week or it's tired or it's got a lot ankle sprain and you take him out. Then you find a different stock that he thinks ready to go. I'm like, that was my analogy to him. I'm like, just like fantasy football. You just got to keep looking at the stats. I'm like, instead of stats and looking at what he played against other teams, you're looking at the charts. And that's how we read the health of these names. So anyway, this was what got me excited. I think I got involved on this day and I held it through this day. On this day, I added, sat here. This was like my, when I did the video, I'm like, I'm buying it verse 1770 just in case it goes fast and you don't catch it. Like if you weren't in your office today and you're on vacation, boom, you missed it. Or if you had buy stops. But anyway, then in the beginning of the day, boom, I bought it quickly above 1802, sold some intraday, and and I'm still long for me, a decent amount here. So this is 1870. Didn't even flinch as far as at 18 and a quarter. It stopped there for like, 20 minutes. And then it wound up going through, 1850. And now there's a lot of room here. I don't know if it's going to go straight, but don't be short in this thing, just because it had a big update. It's a nice sized candlestick. That's called what we call an igniting bar. One rule that I always say is you do not short an igniting bar. Why? Because an igniting bar got its name because it usually ignites a move. That's why it's called an igniting bar. We're not that, we're educated, but I'm saying we're not that smart. It's not like a think tank coming up with names. Usually patterns are named after what they look like, and setups, like remember the head and shoulders top? Like this, the head, you have, this side is the left shoulder, this side is the right shoulder, and then there's the neckline, and if it breaks, whatever. Head and shoulders top looks like one. So does a triangle, so does a pennant, whatever. This is an igniting bar. So it paused for a second intraday at 1825 and then 1850 and busted right through it. Does it come back and test 1850 and you could buy more and go? I don't know. But at that point, I'm not trying to be perfect. I'll probably buy more. Or could you have bought a lot on the close because you're a momentum guy and it's the first time it closed strong in a while? Yeah. All-time high area is 2,035. They came out today. I said on the morning call, Mike, they came out with record sales. Stocks. The stock was 300 points off record highs that hasn't been above in a long time. So there's room here. The room. This just woke up. Yes, I had a big day today. A lot of people didn't even catch it that were sitting in St. Bart's or, in St. Croix or wherever the hell, whatever saint they're at. Um, for me, I'm the workhorse, just like in my book, the modern trader, the workhorse. I'm usually here during the holidays. I'm usually here during vacations. My time made the donuts. Anyway, remember Monday I was sitting here with my tie after I did the Fox Business episode, and everyone's like, "Oh, Red Dog, you said you were going to give us your fourth stock that can go 50 to 100 points." So I was like, okay, so I did it because I usually do what I say I'm going to do. Same thing with trading. If you have a stop, honor it. If you like a trade, you put it on when it ignites. You don't say, I don't like the volume. Oh, I don't like the time of day. You know what? If you liked it, follow your plan, put it on, and then try and stick with it and make some money. So anyway, here we are. Look at this. This is 2050. This is just the first day. There's like a void. There's really room here. And then, once it gets to here, if it does, you're talking 2018. This has been going sideways for a long time. So anyway, we'll see what happens. It was good to be early, so you felt like you weren't chasing today if you bought the open, and stay with it. Try and stay with it. If you bought the call spread on that Monday or the Tuesday when we talked about it, you've already made 100% in your call spread. And now it just has to stay above 1850 until the third week of January. That's what we talked about. Not even do a call spread for this Friday, for the third week of January. Now you're chilling. Anyway, chilling like a villain. So that's that. Some new trades. Okay, today I put on a new trade in work. Does it look fantastic? No, but does it look like something that kind of woke up today? I was looking at it. So I think it can continue. I'm in work. I'm in Uber, but I've been in Uber for a little while. I think this is pretty cool looking. Nice little bull flag above the moving averages. Kind of go to 32 or 35 perhaps in the beginning of next year once all these tax loss guys are out of the way. That chases thing up here. So anyway, I am in Uber. I'm in Beyond. I'm in a call spread and I'm in stock. Didn't love the way it acted today, but you still have a little time for tax loss selling, whatever. But as long as it stays in here, it makes it easier to hold. Some guys are in CrowdStrike. I'm not. CRWD had a nice little move here. Does seem as if it can take this out. I probably should be in some just to track if it does, but I'm not. A lot of people love this company, and the stock hasn't acted well. Last time I gave you a quick move, broke back down. Some people say, hey, it did a Red Dog reversal low. Why aren't you in it? I was in it actually in here, and I got stopped out. I probably should have given it more room. I didn't. But now if it gets above this, maybe you can see 53 or more, or even back up to the upper end of the channel. The wellness names were for sale all day. And yes, thank goodness we got that move 2 weeks ago where we were able to sell some CGC above 22. I sold some Krone at 7.5. I sold some Sundial at 250s plus. So this move down, I'm able to accumulate again because I realized I got to sell some because it still could be weeks of selling. Think about it. If you're up in every single sector across the board, which most people are, and you don't have many things that are down, what are you going to sell? You're going to sell something that you're pissed off at, that's ugly, that you could maybe, book a loss so you don't pay on things you made money on. So that's what's going on here. We still might have a day or so left. I don't love the fact that it, closed in the lows, but, I started buying it in here, sold some into this, held it, bought some, sold some. So now I'm accumulating again. I do think that we'll be okay. We just got to get a few more days underneath our belt. Krone, just wasn't ready to break this descending channel on this December 26th when you still have a lot of people who got caught in this mess up here, which we did not. This is my trash for treasure trade where, someone who bought up here or bought on this false breakout or bought on this false breakout, this is in their trash bin for us. Could be a treasure. We'll see. It's got to break above, so you got to be careful a little bit until, sometimes too, there's like 3-day settlement. 3-day settlement meaning like you could sell maybe Friday, and then when is the New Year? The New Year's Day is Wednesday, New Year's Eve is Tuesday. All right, so let's see. So let's do it over here so you could see it over here. So I kind of think if this is Wednesday, so 1, if you sell it, then your settlement is 1, 2. All right, so this might have been, these 2 days might have been the last days you could sell, otherwise the trade sells unless you pay for next day settlement. So maybe, we keep accumulating, and then when it ignites, we add to it. I like to, when I'm trading a thesis, I like to buy in the whole, what I'm comfortable with, because I usually hate trading a thesis, but this is like a thesis. It's and then once the market turns or the stock turns and puts together a technical trade, then that's when I add to it and when it's working, and then hopefully I'm right. But again, trying to have some kind of thought process like I have here with these could be dangerous if all of a sudden just keep continuing lower. and people don't care about it in the first few weeks of January, which I don't think happens, you know. Or we accumulate a position that we wouldn't have had into someone else's mechanical selling, and then when it turns on as a real trade, we add to it, and then all of a sudden we have more shares than we would have had if we were just trading it technically. Anyway, that's that. SNDL, what's that thing? It's hanging in here tight. I personally think this thing is going to be like $3.5, $4, maybe even more. This GNLN helped me today. Woke up a little bit. You know, this thing got absolutely annihilated. I didn't touch it once this entire time. I just started buying it last week. I bought it on this day and just sat through, and now it woke up again, so maybe it gets going. But these are little stocks. I hate these little stocks. And actually, they've been making me money, but you know me. I'm like in the high beta tell you. What did I get back in today? Facebook, first time in a while. Why did I get back in Facebook? Because I do think that it has a nice bull flag. It's not looking overbought. It looks like it just had 4 days of hovering above 203.50, and that perhaps it takes out this and then takes out 208. This what is what 208.60. This takes out 208.60. I gotta believe it's going to be 210 plus in a heartbeat, in a Facebook like. Anyway, so some guys like, oh, Red Dog, it's a double top. What's the matter with you? You're gonna get crushed. Okay, I mean that's what they said. Whatever. I'm not gonna get into that. But anyway, you know, this false breakdown got me out when I was in here, and I really missed this part of it because I was just like, you know what, I have other fishes to fry. That could be easier. But today I'm like, oh, you know what? I can get in there. Why? Because it's calculated. My stop could be, I could even be at 205. My stop. You know, it should not get below 205 if it's going to be any good, right? Long versus 205, add above 208.60. Maybe we see 1010. You know, 210 to 212. Twitter's been really good to us. You know, bought it in this descending channel here. Remember, we made money here. I think I got stopped out on this day, and then I bought back on this day, and I've been sitting and trimming this whole way. I have not added once unless it's been on a dip. Still a big gap to fill. Doesn't mean it's going to, but this is just a position. Sometimes you just have a position on. I'm in 20 plus positions, so Twitter is something that I know. I didn't get caught in this mess, so I figured, hey, don't over focus on it and just let it work and have stops in. My stop today, I put it in like a 31.80, but obviously that's a little bit lower. Snap. Took out 1575. I bought it on this day. I added a little bit above here, trimmed a little bit above 16, and now I'm holding. I think it looks pretty good. Just another position amongst positions. And oh, I missed my ferry. Anyway, it's okay. So that means I can hang out a little bit more with you guys. Oh, you guys want to see this again? This is my report, t3live.com/report. I've been doing this for 10 years. Okay, a lot of great information, great education, like 20 plus names that I'm looking at that I give my thoughts on that could help you maybe with your trading plan. And if you're a swing trader and you're not a professional trader, then this could be really good for you. It's done very well for a lot of people. If you do trade actively for a living, like I do, this is t3live.com/RAA. This is my product. This is Redler All Access. Every single day I'm up 4:45. I'm tweeting about what's happening around the world. Then I'm writing my note. I'm sending it to the editor at 7:30, and then he's making it look all pretty because my grammar's not great. And then I'm doing the video from 8 to 8:30, and then I'm posting 14 to 20 charts. Well, I put like 2 out in the public, 14 to 20, things I'm in, things I've been in, things I might be in, things that you're in that I'm just being your offensive coordinator on. And then I do some midday updates, and I post my VTF at times, and then, you know, do my recaps. So I do a lot here. Anyway, to close it up, because this will be probably my last, no, it won't. Will this be my last public video of the year? Tomorrow I'll be in Short Hills, so it'll just be for Redler All Access with some charts. What am I doing this weekend? I'm going to visit my best friend, Glenn Heschler. I'll say his name. He's got a house upstate, lake house. We're going to be spending New Year's with them. But I might come in Monday because I got to pick up my dog. Oh, by the way, it's a big day in the Redler house. Big day. You know why? Because Cadence turned 6. So it's her birthday. You know, my son was crying because he's like, oh, Daddy, how long do dogs live? I'm like, you know, I think Golden Doodles are 12 to 15 years, so we're okay. Anyway, I flew to Florida to pick up Cadence. I think a lot of you guys actually were helping me. I remember, you know, 5 years ago, I was like, anybody know a good Golden Doodle farm? I want to get a Golden Doodle because I love Golden Retrievers, but my wife, who wasn't a dog person, gets allergic to the hair and the rollers. And my mother-in-law hates dogs. She actually, when she feeds Caden, she puts on gloves just in case she gets touched. It's the funniest thing. I gotta make a video of my mother-in-law going to get a treat for my dog and putting gloves on. She's like this old Italian woman, but no, she's not that old. But she's a little. She's funny. It's funny. Anyway, so I got a golden doodle. Some of you guys helped. And you've seen her through the years. She does races with me. We does races with my son. We run on the reservation. She likes to drink wine a little bit at night sometimes. Shh. Just a little, on the fingertip. Don't call it like animal cruelty. It's not. So anyway, Caden's turned 6 today. So if you are still watching this and you remember when I got Caden, send me a tweet. Say, I remember. My actual email is scott@t3live.com. scott@t3live.com if you want to say hi. That's it. I'm going to post some charts. Get ready. Take the ferry home. I hope everyone had a great day, an awesome Christmas and Hanukkah. And let's see what happens tomorrow. Again, a thesis is only a thesis and an opinion until the market confirms it. Have a great night, guys. Bye-bye.